Amazon is the largest e-commerce retailer in the world, with so many awards and positive feedback pouring in for the company. The brand is associated with excellence and the positive sides of business, but unknown to many, this same company has a dark side, which is its environmental practice. What does Amazon do with unsold products? Does it give them all away for free, or does it trash them? If it throws them away, where does it dump them? In this video, we will explore the dark side of Amazon's business practices and what it does with unsold products. Despite its status as being the world's largest retailer, Amazon does not have a positive image as far as some of its business policies are concerned. We hear rumors about poor working conditions of staff and negative labor policies. Amidst the negative media generated by some of these reports, another expose has come to light. What was once a rumor is no longer so, but confirmed reality? The company's wasteful and environmentally unfriendly policies were exposed by ITV News not too long ago. This time, it involves one of Amazon's warehouses in Scotland. It was discovered that a warehouse in Scotland was in the practice of thrashing about 130,000 items per week. Not 300, not 1,300, but 130,000 items every week. Some of these items include Hoover vacuums, Mac computers, Dyson fans, and even COVID emergency items and equipment. The items are loaded into trucks, taken to a waste management facility not too far from the warehouse, and disposed of white non-electrical items are transported to a recycling site or to landfill site for disposal. Now, there is nothing wrong with disposing of bad or damaged items, but what is most fascinating about this discovery is that about 50% of all items were unopened and unused. The other half were opened and returned in good condition. For reasons best known to top management, staff are just asked to destroy the items every week. Another development that has spiked the emotions of environmentalists is that most of the waste are byproducts of Amazon's operations. Amazon's stock in trade is to charge vendors who use their warehouses a storage fee. The longer these items remain unsold in the warehouse, the more Amazon charges them for storage. Having paid so much for a considerable period of time, many vendors choose the disposal option rather than pay more to have the items shipped back to them. When journalists at ITV contacted Amazon officials in Scotland for comments, a spokesman for the company said, "We are working towards a goal of zero product disposal, and our priority is to resell, donate to charitable organisations, or recycle any unsold products. No items are sent to landfill in the UK," a spokesperson told ITV. "As a last resort, we will send items to energy recovery, but we're working hard to drive the number of times this happens down to zero." While many found these comments to be reassuring, insiders did not find them comforting in light of certain evidences. Leaked documents showed that Amazon's UK warehouse only donated 28,000 out of the 124,000 items that it had marked for destruction. This has been the standard practice of the company's UK arm for years, and many believe that this remains the case with their branches all over the world. Every year, the standard practice by Amazon is to mark millions of unsold goods for destruction in the United Kingdom. Boxes are marked with the bold "Destroy" sign. The boxes are loaded with jewellery, electronics, books, and any items you can imagine. These boxes are loaded into a warehouse called the Destruction Zone. ITV was able to make this discovery while working undercover at the Dunfermline Centre in Scotland. The undercover operatives tracked the goods to various landfills and recycling centres. On this particular occasion, about 124,000 items were marked for destruction, out of which only 28,000 were marked for charity donations. About 50% of the items were returned by buyers. Another investigation discovered that the company had a negative waste disposal practice of stocking waste piles. Another disposal site in Germany was discovered by the Greenpeace Environmental Group. And in 2018, Amazon destroyed more than 3 million items, as reported by a French TV station. With all these discoveries, a question comes to mind. Why does Amazon have to destroy so many items? Isn't there a way to preserve them or return them to their owners in a cost-effective manner? If their owners no longer have need for them, wouldn't it be wise to give them all out to charity rather than giving out only a fraction of them and destroying the rest? Political campaigners at Greenpeace find it quite ludicrous that a mega conglomerate like Amazon can be this wasteful due to their environmentally injurious practices. Reacting to ITV's report, Amazon claims that it does send products to landfills in the UK, but rather makes use of recycling sites while donating some of the items to charity. However, when you consider just how much it destroys and the destruction processes, you will agree with environmentalists that the company is being disingenuous. In 2019, after a comprehensive investigation by the authorities into its waste disposal practices in France, Amazon created a new program in which it would date its leftover stock in the UK and the US. Furthermore, less than 1% of its waste was incinerated for energy generation. However, these steps appear to be insufficient. E-commerce firms may be making so much money from their activities, however, their business practices remain a major concern for environmentalists. As these firms expand operations, the waste they leave behind them has increased exponentially. These firms are beginning to open up warehouses closer to communities that they serve so as to meet delivery timelines, and these warehouses create hazards of their own. Furthermore, with customers able to easily return items they don't like, waste and emissions have scaled up considerably. These returns reach a high point during Amazon Prime weekends when sellers slash prices and demand goes up. For instance, on Prime Day 2020, third-party retailers saw their sales increase by 60% compared to 2019. While this was great for sellers, it also contributed to an increase in returns, and by extension, waste. As if the ITV report was not bad enough, another publication by Oceana further exposed Amazon's sharp practices. The non-profit advocacy organisation revealed that the e-commerce firm was responsible for more than £465 million of plastic waste every year. These wastes are solely from product packaging, but the firm disputed the figures, saying that they have been overblown by more than 350%. The company claims that it only uses a quarter of Oceana's estimate. If this is true, that will be about £116 million of plastic packaging waste in 2019 alone, which is still relatively high. The company still refused to share its plastic waste figures with the press, which is enough to indicate that it has something to hide. Despite Amazon's claims, the analysts at Oceana still stand by their figures. A spokesperson for Oceana said, and we quote, "Even the low number claimed by the company for its plastic packaging footprint would still be an enormous amount of plastic waste, enough to circle the Earth over 100 times in the form of air pillows and to cause very large problems for the oceans." Oceana's position is not different from the position taken by other reputable non-profit agencies and environmental activists. Plastic is the greatest contributor of waste across the globe, and most firms in the delivery and warehousing business prefer to use plastic. Of all the culprits, Amazon happens to be the greatest violator, which explains why a lot of scrutiny is placed on its economic activities. Today, plastics wreak havoc across the major oceans and seas, and the situation continues to get worse. Plastic debris continues to contaminate our waterways, and microplastics have affected the life cycle of ocean species. With more people shopping online, the use of plastic is only going to increase unless a new form of packaging that is cheap and viable becomes available. Besides that, government authorities will have to institute stricter regulations to check the excesses of e-commerce and delivery companies. Without these developments, businesses will continue to violate the environment, and the environment will be worse for it. So it is no longer a secret that Amazon destroys most of its unsold items haphazardly, and the environment is polluted in the process. Do you think Amazon should be sanctioned for its unhealthy waste disposal practices? Do you think the company will change its ways and adopt a healthier and safer waste disposal method as it has promised? Let's know what you think by dropping a comment below. Also, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can get new updates when next we post a new video. Thanks for watching.